Good morning. How the devil are you today? How's your weekend been? Mine's been absolutely hectic at the bar, but it's been good so far. Well, you know what day it is? It's Sunday. It's not 10 a.m. It's the new time, 9:30. So it's time for the famous Foxes Aftermath show, run by the fans, for the fans. Your opinion matters. You know what? Get those comments in. And it's time to get going. Come on, you Foxes.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Morning all. How the devil are you? I've just noticed the cameras. That's better. You can see more of me now. Everyone wants to see more of me. We'll just say a few hellos to the first ones. Morning, Maz. How are you, pal? I'm fine. Matthew Bond. How are you? Nick Moore. Morning. Derek. Morning. Stephen. Morning. Lots of people saying morning. There's a few early birds that are coming in. Great. Yes. Simon. Yeah, England are shite, isn't that? Eric, is that A up or just A? Chris Butterley, morning. Wayne, morning. Well, my first mate has joined me. It's none other than the Scott Taylor lookalike. Morning, Ross. How the devil are you, pal? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm better than yesterday morning, that's for sure.
Oh, we are. Oh, God.
Let's just say I woke up. And I was wondering, why the hell am I in my nephew's bed at my mum and dad's house? And then it turns out that my dad picked me up from my work doing. I have no recollection of it at all. So,
Ross. Oh, that was your leaving party, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, yeah. Work do, but my leaving do, yeah. And let's say I went out in style. And funny, it was a quiz at there, and one of the questions was about Leicester. So I
bet you got it wrong.
No, it was Double J James Justin. It was which Leicester City fullback was called up to the England squad, and I clicked J within like split second.
How easy was that? How easy was that?
So, and I give everyone else the answer. So, I was a bit drunk.
Chris is now calling you Tintin now, not Scott Taylor lookalike. So. Right, Ross, there ain't an awful lot to talk about. So, we're just going to sit here and do nothing, to be honest, because there's not a lot to talk about. But the first thing I've heard today is about Hamza. Have you heard this about going to West Brom?
Oh, God, really?
Yeah, Steve Bruce fancies him for West Brom. But only on loan. I'm sure. I think it'd be better if it was more of a sale, because I don't think he's going to get much game time. Do you really next year?
See, I like Hamza. I've always liked Hamza Choudhury for years. Like, before he broke in, after and all that. I really like Hamza Choudhury. Everyone's always, oh yeah, but he always does this. But he's ruthless, and that's what we need in that team.
We do need a bit of fight and leadership, and he gives us that, but. Sometimes is a yellow card waiting to happen with some of his. I mean, he doesn't get many, but you just think the way he plays, he's going to pick up a yellow card, don't you, Ross? Or maybe even the old red.
It is, but he's taking one for the team. I remember when we played Liverpool a few years ago, which were 1-1, and it was when Maguire scored for us. And I've never seen someone run back so much. He ran that all the length of the pitch and did the beautiful tackle on Sadio Mane. And then the year after, he took one for the team, taking out Mo Salah, and then Klopp absolutely went into him, saying, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that." But at the end of the day, if it was revolves reversed, they do exactly the same. So, but I like Hamza.
They would do. There's a few comments here. Nick Moore saying Hamza is better than a mid-table championship side. Yes, he is. Sell him. Not good enough. Would you be upset if he went because of game time? He needs. I think his age. What is he? 24 now. I think. He just got married. He just got married last week. I think. Yeah. So I think he needs game time. At his age, he needs the game time, isn't it?
It does. I think if he goes out on loan, then at least, for example, if we have horrific injuries, we can try and recall him. We've done that before. where we've recalled some players because of injuries and stuff. So if we're going to sell him to obviously Kebab FC, sorry, Steve Bruce, then yeah, I think it's got to be a loan. I don't want it to be a permanent, my opinion anyway. You know, I don't want permanent.
I think he needs to have a bit of a reset and move off. And sometimes you have to drop down a bit to come back up a bit, don't you? There's lots of players who have gone down, like your mate, well, not your mate, George Hurst. He's dropped down. He scored a lot of goals for Portsmouth this year and need a bit of a reset. But I honestly think he needs to get the club out of his system. I know he's one of our own and that, but I think he needs to move on. I don't think he'll get much game time. Sitting on the bench, yeah, you get
Andy King. It was saying Andy King when he left, went to our fellas down the road, Derby. Obviously, we weren't like, oh, why is he going there? But the day it was game time. And obviously now he's at Bristol City with Nigel. I think he's still there with Nigel Pearson.
Yes, he's injured. He's injured at the minute.
I was injured. So, it'll be good if it happens. But if it happens, good luck to him. And obviously, how he does really well at West Brom.
Like Neil just said, the positives with Hamza is his commitment. And that does go a long way. And loyalty. You don't see many people loyalty. Morning, Lee. How are you? Morning, Craig. Yeah, there's not much loyalty in football anymore. But Hamza does give you that bit of loyalty. He's had chances to go to Newcastle a couple of times. Patrick said he's good at throwing parties. Yeah, at the wrong time, though, isn't it, with him? And Tim has said he can play centre half, but I'm not sure he can play centre half. I know he dropped in a couple of times against Watford, but we were really struggling for injuries there. Ross, don't strip off, please. Not this time of the morning.
Just turn my button.
Good. But yeah, Hamza, everyone in the comments, thumbs up to stay, thumbs down to go. Ross is going that way. I'm sort of in the middle. I don't think he's going to get much game time here, unfortunately. So I think at his age, he needs to get game time. Old Hamza does. For me, I think he needs to go. But we need money, like a few other people have said, money as well. We need some fees. We need to clear the board a little bit for money, don't we, Ross, to get some
in. West Brom have money, though. That's the problem. If West Brom were to get impaired, let's just say, do they have the money?
Yeah, Lee Shaw has said he's not a player that is going to push us up. Yeah, another level. I think he's right there, what Lee said. He's not the player we need to push us up. I think I agree with Lee there. I'm more varying on him to go so he gets game time. That's what I think. I think it's more game time.
That would be go, but only on loan.
Yeah. I understand where you're coming from, Ross. Yeah, he probably needs a lot more game time. Get his sharpness back because with playing one game here, one game there, here, there, and everywhere, it doesn't seem to get that sharpness, do you? You need to play constantly playing football. Another one that I wasn't going to talk about, I forgot about because I had a busy day yesterday, so I've scribbled a few notes down. Lookman. How about Lookman? Are we keeping him? Oh, that was a bit of a look there, Ross.
Lookman.
Yeah, just remember, you're on the internet here, pal. You're on camera. We can see every look you make. What do you think to Lookman then?
I see what you did there when you that look there on Lookman.
Yeah. It's still, even though I'm knackered, Ross, I've still got it in the bag, mate.
Even if we want funds, we can't afford him then. If people are talking about funds, where would the money come from? If we talk about we need to sell players and blah blah blah, but what money would we have if we are to get Lookman? That's the big question. We can't have him on loan again because Leipzig they might want to sell. So,
yeah, I mean, I think it's 15 million, isn't it? They're offering for him. I don't think. See, Jono's just agreed with me. Yeah, pressed it twice. Lookman, 15 million is a no-brainer. He can play right across the front line. Yes, he can play right across the front line. But yeah, I would have him in a heartbeat, really, because he gives you that another option, either starting or coming off the bench. I mean, look what he did against the Liverpool. I know the Liverpool was back in December. Yeah. But that kind of thing is an impact sub. And yeah, for people who are saying there's 14 million, 12 million. Agree with Jono. Yeah, Gray agrees with Jono. It's unlike Gray to agree with anybody this time on the Sunday morning. But anyway, I think we do need to try and sign it. We've got money. According to Form, we've got money.
Okay.
And I don't know how much money, but we need to improve the squad. And I think he will improve the squad a bit.
Well, I'm not saying it's not like I don't want him to do. I just think, obviously it's money situation. And I think, we're more looking to sell more than bring in at the minute. I mean, there's been talks about Maxwell Cornet as well from Burnley, which I'd take him within a heartbeat. You know, he can play up front, he can play winger, play left back. So that'd be someone that I'd take if we don't get Lookman.
See, just going on about money situation, Brendan here said that he's heard we're in debt. But according to form, there's only 4 clubs in the Premier League that are not in debt, and we're one of them. Yeah, I know. When I saw that. I mean, it was on Twitter, so it has to be true. If it's on Twitter, it has to be true.
If it's from the rag, it's definitely true.
Even the boss has joined in the conversation. 15 million for Lookman is a decent signing. Another key summer window. Let's get on with it. Yes, I hope you're on about the football signings and not the show there, Phil. To be honest, I'm trying my best. But who would you like to see come in? Paper tuck. Yeah, it could be paper tuck. Not at money at all costs, not Messi or Ronaldo or anything like that. Sensible signings, Ross. Who would you like to see? Sensible signings. None of this malarkey of who, if money was.
As I just said, Maxwell Cornet. I think, I watched Burnley quite a bit this season, and a lot of. Obviously, he can play striker. He can play left back. He can also go in that left wing, left mid position if need be, and he's been Burnley's best player this season. I know they got relegated, but if you look at him how he plays, it's brilliantly.
You're talking about Burnley and just one cornetto, that player. What about Nick Pope? Because there's rumblings in the camp that Kasper didn't want to answer any questions, did he, about transfers or anything like that when he was at Denmark? I know he's normally he sticks to this thing. If he's on about the Leicester game, he's there. He's on about the Denmark game, he's on about Denmark. And he didn't want to answer any questions about it. Do you think there's a chance that he might go?
Yes.
Yeah. But I've got a sneaky feeling that he might.
You can't blame him though if he does. If he wants European football. I mean, if he goes to Newcastle, we'll be like, what? Why is it? We all know why he's going there. But if he goes to like a European club, like a club that's in Champions League, we cannot blame him. At the end of the day, he's done a great service for 11 and a half years. 11 years. Yeah, 11 and a half years.
Something like that, yeah.
10 and a half years, yeah. He's been here slightly a year more than Vardy. He's been great service to us. So if he goes, he goes. But as long as it's not to Newcastle, the reason I say that, because obviously we all know, again, we know why he's going to go there. If he goes to like a Chelsea or a Liverpool or a Man City, I'm not saying he will, but then that's understandable because they've got Champions League. Anyone but Tottenham.
Yeah. Morning, Jack. How are you, pal?
Yeah, good, you.
Right. We're talking about people that we'd like to come in, that would come in, not just any Tom, Dick and Harry like Messi or Ronaldo, people that we stand a chance of getting. Chris Butterley here, put you on the spot. Eriksen, Lingard or Pope? Would you try and get all 3 of them, or would you just pick one of them? Because me and Ross were just discussing about Pope, because there's rumblings about that Schmeichel could be going, he might be going, we don't know. He decided not to talk about it in the Danish camp, which is understandable. But out of them 3 that Chris Butterley has said, Eriksen, Lingard or Pope, would you take any of them?
Yeah, Eriksen. I think he'd do a fantastic job at Leicester if Tielemans leaves. Schmeichel, if he's going to go this summer, then I think everyone would want Nick Pope. That's what the Leicester fans would be their ideal goalkeeper. I know Danny Ward, he'll obviously want the number 1 spot, but I just don't think he's good enough to have it for every game. Jesse Lingard, we've been here before, haven't we? We had him on loan many years ago. Scored a few goals against us. I think he's progressed since then as a player, and he's become more mature.
He's a changed player since when he came here, wasn't he? I think he played 6 games and didn't look very good at all.
Yeah, I think he'd be a fantastic midfielder, Jesse Lingard. But the thing is, with Jesse Lingard, we haven't got European football, so I think that's what's going to put him off for a start.
Yeah, Jono's going Eriksen on a free, absolutely. I would love it, but I just can't. I think because Brentford gave him the chance, I think Brentford, if they offer him another contract, I think he'll snap their hands off. I don't think he'll go Spurs. I think he's he's not that level of player anymore. He's a good player, but I don't think he's quite that level player now for Spurs where they're looking. But I can't see him coming away from Brighton, unfortunately.
Brighton?
Brentford, sorry. Sorry. You know what I meant. It began with a B. I was close.
Hey, as long as he doesn't go back to Tottenham, I think, Brentford would be suitable for me. Let's be honest. If it weren't for Eriksen, who knows what may have happened if they didn't sign Eriksen, because he's done really well since he's come in at Brentford. So who knows? I wouldn't take Lingard. No. I absolutely not.
So everyone in the comments, I want you to put thumbs up for Lingard. If you fancy Lingard, thumbs up. Yeah, but what he brings though, Ross, I'll ask Jack this. He brings goals and effort and enthusiasm to the game, which is what we're lacking at the minute. It's a bit like England. We'll go on to England in a minute, but it was a bit like England last night. What a pile of shit that was, to be honest. But what? So yeah, would you take Lingard? Anybody with comments for thumbs? Oh yeah, go on. Thumbs up for Lingard. Thumbs down for no. It's a bit 50-50 at the minute. What are you saying, Jack?
I think with Lingard, he hasn't really had the chance at Manchester United to shine. I mean, you watched him on loan at West Ham. He pushed them towards the European places. He did a fantastic job there, assisting, goal scoring, and changed the way West Ham was playing as a team. They came more really effective when Lingard were in that slot. I think Lingard, is a centre attacking midfielder, isn't he, Jamie? We've already got James Maddison. Would it be one of them scenarios again with who do you pick to play in your starting 11, which you don't really want that sort of two centre attacking midfielders at the same time?
But yeah, I understand that, but we need creativity, don't we? We need the extra creativity. It showed last night. Come on, we've brought Mallet into the conversation there. We're going to talk about the England game last night just for a couple of minutes. Wasn't it pants last night, lads? I mean, I saw some of it, but we were busy at the bar, so... But wasn't it absolutely pants, really, Ross?
It was. I mean, what a way to...
The good thing about it, sorry. The good thing is about JJ making his debut. Shame he got injured at half-time, bit of a calf injury. Hopefully it's only cramp, but I don't think it was. I think it was a full-on calf injury. But yeah, go on then, Jono. Ross, sorry.
Well, obviously, what a way to debut a new home It's on Channel 4 now in the UK. For England. Yeah. It's a weird one, but I mean, the crowd was weird. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah. So yeah,
they were all still booing when they took the knee and stuff and all that. So I didn't.
But it was full of kids, though. It should have been played behind closed doors.
But they got permission or something. I don't know.
The way Hungary got around it was saying they were only going to have school kids in there.
That's
the way they got around it. Yeah,
weird that.
Yeah,
be looked into.
But I thought JJ, like the boss says, I thought JJ played pretty well actually. He was doing his. I think he was left wing back, wasn't he? So he played quite well, I thought, for his debut. It's a shame he got injured.
Well, at least Hungary scored after he got took off.
Yeah.
Then people can't blame Justin or anything for conceding the goal, because it always happens when a player that's not a top 4 caliber goes into the England squad, and if England lost or something, they can be, it's their fault, blah blah blah. So they can't blame Justin, really.
Jack, Patrick has said it was like watching us, wasn't it? Possession football doesn't win games, goals wins games, and that's again, it happened last night. Possession football, goals win games, unfortunately, don't they, Jack?
Yeah, Southgate claims to be the one and turns people on. He didn't really do that last night. Hungary were very hungry for goals. They got one. England, what can I say about England under Gareth Southgate? It's a very favouritising the big teams players, in my opinion. It's always been like that. He's a yes man. He plays one way or no way. Brendan Rodgers, we could talk about Brendan in them scenarios, Jamie. One way football. He doesn't know how to change it when it goes wrong. And I think Southgate is in that position as well, where he'll choose that one-way style of football, and if it doesn't go right for him, then what do you do?
Like Phil just said, Bowen played well. Jared Bowen played well, and we were actually linked with him, weren't we, at one point? Whether it was a proper link or whether it was just paper talk, I don't know, but it'd have been nice seeing him. But yeah, Jack, he played well as well, didn't he, Bowen up top?
Yeah, we were going to pay £35 million for him. Jared Bowen from Hull.
Well worth it.
What a good player he's turned out, to be honest. He's a future good England talent there, Jared Bowen. And he's playing well for West Ham as well, which really deserves his England call-up. He's consistent, and that's what I like to see. I want to see an England squad who's consistent with these players, not people who's blow hot and cold every 5 minutes, get injured and still get in the team like Calvin Phillips.
That's why it should be form over reputation. This is why England do well in tournaments.
Yeah. Like this man should have been playing last night, I think.
100%. Remember the Euros 2016? Danny Drinkwater, best season of his career, and for some reason Roy Hodgson took Jack Wheelchair instead.
Yeah. Just slightly about Leicester players, Vestergaard and Kasper. Vestergaard was outstanding against France. And they won 2-1. It was the game of the season. Vestergaard was brilliant in that game. Absolutely brilliant. Why can't he reproduce it? Jack. I'll ask Jack this because I know how he loves Vestergaard.
Just asked the right person. Let's talk about Vestergaard. Played well for Denmark against the World Cup winners. And that's a big team, that is, France. But I think Denmark, they're on leaps and bounds now, aren't they, as a team? Their manager's getting the best out of them. They're performing well as a team. They're on an unbeaten run until they played England and lost. But yeah, Vestergaard played really well. I think you might want to be proving a point to Brendan Rodgers, saying, I'm fit, Brendan, now. Time to give me a chance. He might be more quicker. Who knows? But, Leicester obviously want to go and sell him on now. So maybe he's proving a point to teams to come here and sign him and say, you know what, I'm available. Come and get me. I'm worth the money, obviously, that you're going to pay for me. Obviously, it hasn't really worked out for him at Leicester, has it, Jamie? Injuries and never really got given the chance, Vestergaard. But then he has got given the chance. He's as slow as a France snail.
Although disagreeing with us, Jack, a bit. Porte de Suerte says, I'm Danish and Vestergaard was awful. That's from a Danish fan. So, but that must be us watching it from another perspective. That's how football is, isn't it, unfortunately? Yeah,
maybe he watches Denmark national team quite closely. I'm not surprised, to be honest, if he
I've said this as well before. I'd rather buy players who have proven themselves in English leagues, hence Pukki from Norwich, already shown he can cope with the Premier League. Sure, he would come to us. I think he would come to us instead of staying at Norwich, Ross, don't you? But is that the kind of player we need?
We need to look a bit more up. People talk about we want to progress it in with our football. See, I wouldn't have Conte back. And a lot of people will just love like, why wouldn't you? Why? Ndidi is when he's full on fit. Ndidi can outmatch him. I don't care what anyone says. I'd Ndidi about 5 years ago. Yeah, 100% N'Golo Conte. But now I love Ndidi 100%. But we want to look more up. What about looking at what players have been looking at? AC Milan players and all that players. Now we're looking at Norwich. No disrespect.
But it's not. I don't think it's that. I think it's more. You go out. It showed with Patson Dakar, hasn't it, Jack? That he's come in from the African League and the Austrian League, an African player, and it hasn't really worked for him this first season. It's taken time to prove himself or try to get up to speed. But with Pukki, at least he's done 2 or 3 seasons in the Premiership. I think is it 2 or 3? I can't remember exactly how many. It'd be better with people with Premiership experience, like Jesse Lingard, like Nick Pope, like Christian Eriksen. They can come in and just get going straight away instead of having to give them a year. Like Sumari, or Sumari, however you pronounce it. I think he'll be a good player, but I just don't think when you come into the Premiership, you need to hit the ground running straight away, don't you, Jack?
Yeah, I think that's what you spot on there. When you're a player and you cost so much money, you've got to go and hit the ground running. Look at Ahmed Musa when he came to Leicester and he played for CSK Moscow. Oh, he scored all these goals in the Russian league. That's the Russian league. The Premier League is the best league in the world.
But he scored 2 against Barcelona in a friendly. He looked
that was their kids. That's probably his Russian league level. But these sort of players have got to hit the ground running. Samare, he's struggled with really bad personal issues behind the scenes. I guess that's affected the way his football's been going this season. But Patson Daka, he's scored 11 goals this season, 4, you could maybe say, against Spartak Moscow, which is obviously a Russian side. But I think, Patson Daka, he hasn't really been given the chance as such, has he, Jamie, in
No.
the way he expected to play this season. But I think next season, if he can work hard this summer, build himself up and bulk himself up the way Vardy did, I think he'll have a fantastic season next season.
I really do believe it's first season syndrome with a lot of the African players, isn't it, lads? They always, even not even African. I mean, you look, Jamie Vardy, somebody mentioned in the comment that even Vardy struggled in his first season. We nearly flogged him to West Brom for 5 million 18 months after, which would have been a great profit of him, 4 million. And now look where we've gone. Before we go, a quick thing on pre-season. There's been no real mention of pre-season games. Yes, we've heard rumours. Jack, you were saying something the other day about Derby and Burton, didn't you? Something or Doncaster, whatever it was. You were saying the other day.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's. I hear there's a celebration of 20 years for OH Leuven. Leicester are looking to play them on the 16th of July, I believe, according to a guy who I know who lives out in Belgium. He was telling me that Leicester are looking to play them on the 16th of July away to celebrate 20 years of OH Leuven. Obviously, the Leicester's sister club, aren't they? Doncaster, on the other hand, they're due a big game, I hear. So whether it's Leicester or not, it remains to be seen. But people keep saying the likes of Ajax and teams like that are popping up. I think it's just rumours at the minute, Jamie, until it's actually concrete.
I mean, I've heard Derby, Northampton and Burton so far. And
Derby,
you've mentioned the Donny game as well, which...
Yeah. They're realistic, aren't they, to play? I mean, Ajax, realistic.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, about pre-season. The only year we won the league, we played teams like Lincoln, Rotherham.
And we lost.
Teams like that.
Mansfield, I think we drew 1-1 or something.
Rotherham won, because I went to that one.
Lost against Burton.
And then the year after, when we won the league, we played the likes of Celtic.
In that Champions League Cup.
Inter Milan and stuff like that. And we were terrible. And obviously that season wasn't great apart from the Champions League run. So I'd rather face teams that, like your Rotherhams, your Donnies. Rotherham were all right, to me, to be fair. And stuff like that. And, that's not been mentioned yet, is it?
Yeah, it's not really a Leicester thing, though, is it, to be honest, though, Ross? It's Man City, Liverpool, played at the King Power, 30-odd thousand people, Scousers and Manx all in one place. They're going to be unhappy because you can't get 80,000 people in the ground where you would have at Wembley, because Wembley's being used for the...
Women's Euros final.
Yeah. The Women's Euros.
Yeah. Do you know about players coming in? There's one I would love to see, just for a year. You know, when we got Cambiasso in for free, he was like 35, he did really well for us.
Yeah.
Who?
Quan
Mata.
Oh, Juan Mata. Lots of Premiership experience.
For
a year, see what he does. I'm not saying, he will, but, you were talking about experience and stuff. That's a guy that's done, I think he's done really well. He underutilised at Man U, I think. Right, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, maybe, but, yeah.
No, I'm not.
I think we're going off that of having that bloke here for 1 year. We need to build on it, really. I think we need to sign younger players around the 24, 25, 26. You're going to get 4 or 5 years out and maybe still have a sell-on value if they do pretty well. But, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, Ross, on that. Yeah, but I don't think that's the way we need to go anymore. We're not quite like that anymore, are we? But one quick question. I know this is going to be hard for both of you because you never pause in when you say a sentence. What are you hoping for next year, Jack?
Do you know what? Yeah, I definitely think this could be a blessing in disguise for Leicester this season. Without the Europe tour, I think we'll have more fitter players than that this season. We won't have to play a lot of games. We won't have to. I mean, Arsenal and that are going to have to play a lot of games this season, aren't they? Now they're back in Europe, Tottenham as well. But it's something that Leicester's going to have to get used to now. Bournemouth away for an holiday.
I've already planned it already.
I definitely think we can, if we can be ambitious in the transfer market, bring in the right signings and that, and get a very good squad together for next season, and I definitely think we can push for the top 6 again next season.
Do you think we're taking a sabbatical for a year from Europe, Jack? Do you think we'll be in it the following year in 24?
Yes.
Yeah. Right, Ross.
If we can defend set pieces next season as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Gray's gone for top 6 silverware. Steve's gone for qualify for Europe. Rebuilding is rebuilding to succeed. 40 points. Yeah, 40 points is always the first thing we need. Decent
Actually, one thing.
Mickey, hold on. Mickey, you at top 6. Go on, Jack.
Casper and Vardy haven't won the Carabao Cup yet.
League Cup.
League
Cup.
Well, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, they haven't won it yet. So if they win that this season, it's the complete set before
It's the Milk Cup or Littlewoods Cup, if you're old school, pal.
The Worthington Cup.
Well, you call it what you want to call it. Yeah, the Worthington Cup. Yeah, them two have won it. So
I remember won the Coca-Cola Cup in the last ever League Cup replay against Middlesbrough in '97. Steve Claridge goal.
Yeah. Mark Lowe from Australia. Morning, Mark. Less workload next year, which will be good with the less workload next year.
The return of 3 p.m. kickoffs and your show, Jamie.
ZDS Cup, bloody hell, the Zenith Data Systems Cup. Jesus, Gray, that's a few years ago. We did well in that one year. So your expectations then for next year, then, pal, Ross?
I think we'll do a lot better this season. Next season, as long as Jack says, as long as we defend from set pieces, get the right, the players can stay fit. That is the big key this season, coming up, because we've had a lot of injuries last season. We got Vardy, Ricardo, Ndidi, pretty much everybody. So as long as they can stay fit, healthy, focused, mindset, passion, get that passion a bit ruthless back, I don't see why we can't go for top 6. Not saying what position. And I love the league. I agree with what Jack said. I would love the League Cup. That was our baby back in the 90s. We're 3 finals, last ever League Cup win at the old Wembley. So I would love to. Yes, no, it only gets you conference stuff, but it's a trophy end of the day. It's still a trophy, a silverware. We won a trophy last season. I know it's the Community Shield, but we still won one. So I'd love to see us win the League Cup. The return of 3 p.m. kickoffs. And your actual show will be an aftermath show this time, properly. Yeah,
not that many move for Sky this week. All right then, Ross. Oh, by the way, Ross, did you get any bookings for Scott Taylor's tribute act yet? Or
no. I've been getting a lot of Eminem ones recently. So,
all right then, pal. What the sweets? You've been eating a lot of M&Ms, haven't you?
No, not only the crispy ones.
All right then, Ross. We'll speak to you next week, pal. Cheers, matey. Thanks a lot, Jack. Cheers, pal. Thanks for joining.
No, pleasure.
And we shall see you next week sometime. Are you on Wednesday night?
I should be.
You should be. All right, then, pal. We shall speak to you later. See what happens. See what happens in the transfer market. You never know.
Yuri Tillerman's thing might pop up. Currently, Arsenal were bidding £35 million for him. So we'll see where that starts off now.
God knows what's going to happen with him. All right, then, Jack. We shall speak to you later, pal. Cheers for joining, mate. Thanks a lot. Oh, Bingley Melly. Nah, we're not talking about chip shops. Not anymore. Right, that's the show. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining me. I shall be back next week. It's just a privilege being here every Sunday morning. Don't forget, it's 9:30. Everyone that was late comers, it's 9:30 start now. Not 10 o'clock, it's 9:30. So literally, all I've got to say is, you know what I'm going to say. It's ciao, ciao, adios, goodbye. Top of the morning to you. Come on, you foxes. See you next week.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.